Don't believe who wrote this theory on happiness. In fact, most people are surprised this person had any coherent thoughts at all. According to this theory, we need 4 things to be happy: a goal, to put in effort trying to achieve that goal, to reach that goal, or at least for it to be possible, and to have control over how we pursue that goal. This is called the power process, and the author of this theory says we don't get to participate in the power process in the modern world. Surely we pursue and reach goals in the modern world, but the author says most of the time these are what he calls surrogate activities. Going to work to earn money to buy food isn't a pure form of the power process. The effort we put in isn't challenging enough and doesn't directly meet our biological needs. We also lack autonomy in the modern world. We're affected by what's put in our food and our air, but somebody else makes these decisions for us. And if we try to get information on it, we can't always be sure we're hearing the truth. Nothing takes us out of the power process worse than technology. We adopt technology thinking it grants us freedom, but as we collectively adopt new things, we actually lose freedoms. For example, we think it's great to have cars, but then there are so many roads you can't safely walk anywhere. Now you have to get a driver's license, insurance, and registration, or take the bus and have even less freedom. You might think technology is good, and for example, advances in medicine help us live longer. But the author says our fear of mortality just makes us feel unfulfilled. If we carried out the power process, we would be more at peace with aging and eventual death. He says, "It is not the primitive man who has used his body daily for practical purposes who fears the deterioration of age, but the modern man who has never had a practical use for his body beyond walking from his car to his house." This theory about happiness and fulfillment is written by a man who was a Harvard graduate and a professor of mathematics. He left that life to live in this cabin without electricity or running water, where he wrote a manifesto called Industrial Society and Its Future. The author, Ted Kaczynski, the Unabomber.